1 upon 1 plus omega by omega c raised to twice of n. This should be known to you. Right? So if you know this, any objective can be solved. Any objective MCQ, so many, suppose 10 questions are asked on this. How many are there? 407. So 5 questions at least you should be able to tell if you know only this formula. This is the standard one, Butterworth filter, magnitude response, right? Now, Hn omega square at omega c, omega equal to omega c means at cutoff frequency. What is the magnitude? Is 0.5, half, because it is square is written. Here there is no square, keep in mind. That's why it is 1 by root 2, right? So if you take square, it is 0.5, means magnitude drops by half, right? For all finite values of n. Now, again here at omega equal to omega c, if you take the square root, it is 1 by root 2 or it is 0.707, and you can write down in terms of dB 20 log of h j omega, and it is minus 3 dB. You know that bandwidth minus 3 dB, right? Is it okay? Next, what is the characteristic? Hn j omega square or the magnitude response is monotonically decreasing as a function of omega. See here, as omega increases, this is decreasing. This is called as monotonically decreasing function, right? Now, h j omega square approaches ideal response as value of n increases. That I have already explained from the graph, right? Now, the filter is said to be normalized with cutoff frequency omega c equal to 1 radian per second. Now, there may be a question, what is normalized filter? So that time you should know, you must know the omega c cutoff frequency is 1 radian per second. Is this okay? And from normalized transfer function, low pass filter, high pass filter, these can be obtained by using suitable transformations to the normalized low pass filter. Means if you know only normalized low pass filter, it is very easy to it is very easy to, yes, uh, convert that into high pass filter by band pass filter, band stop filter. Certain transformations are mentioned by the Butterworth, right? Is it okay? So now let us go for the next step. I hope everyone has noted this. Note down, all of you. Once done, tell me. This is also important, right? And this is also important. Everything is important. Only if you know this formula. Shall I go for the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, see here, from the same formula now, what is our objective? Objective is to determine h of s. Once h of s is known, you can use bilinear transformation or you can use impulse invariant transformation to design the digital filter. And in case of IIR, always there is a technique, you are converting analog filter to digital filter. This is not in FIR. FIR filter you can design directly by using windowing method or by using frequency sampling method. But in case of infinite impulse response technique, you should know analog filter, H of S, and convert that H of S to H of Z. That's all. So now see how to determine H of S if you know the magnitude response. See here, this can be written as, all of you should write down this derivation. Hn j omega square magnitude square can be written as Hn j omega into Hn minus j omega. I need not explain. This is a complex terms and you know mathematics, right? And it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus omega by omega c raised to 2n. It is the standard function. Now for the normalized low pass filter, omega c equal to 1 radian. 1 radian per second, right? That is called as normalized Butterworth filter. So now keep this value as 1. You will get like this, right? Now let S is equal to j omega. We know that what is the formula for Laplace? Yes, Laplace variable S is equal to sigma plus j omega, right? I hope everyone knows. You must know. So Laplace transform S is equal to sigma plus j omega. Suppose sigma is 0, which is attenuation. So S is equal to j omega. Is this okay? So now omega equal to S by j. Is it okay? Same thing we are writing here. Put S is equal to j omega or omega equal to S by j. Right? So now you will get this equation like this. Is it okay? So now the poles are determined by equating denominator to 0. That is the definition of pole. The function becomes infinity. And when the function will become infinity, if you equate this to 0. Do you agree with this? So you equate 1 plus S by j raised to 2n equal to 0. Or S can be computed by minus 1 raised to 1 by 2n j. Mathematics, right? 1 equal to, see, S equal to, you can write down like this. From this, you can write down what is S. Minus 1 can be written as e to the power j pi 2k plus 1. If you put k equal to 0, 1, 2, right? It becomes minus 1. How? Yes. If k equal to 0, e to the power j pi cos theta plus j sin theta. Value is minus 1, like this. So now you can replace minus 1 can be written as e to the power j pi 2k plus 1, where k equal to 0, 1 and so on. And j equal to e to the power j pi by 2. Is it okay? Are you getting? You should know mathematics. E to the power j theta again. Pranav, Devashri. Yes. What is cos pi by 2? What is cos pi by 2? Are you writing in the chat box? Yes, it is 0, right? Plus, okay. So cos pi by 2 plus j sin pi by 2. So j sin pi by 2, sin pi by 2 is, what is sin pi by 2? 1. Okay. So now 0 plus 1j will become j. This is how it is written. Is this okay? So now, okay, are you getting? Sk will be equal to, you can write in this way. Minus 1 can be written in this way, e to the power j pi 2k plus 1, while j can be written as e to the power j pi by 2. Right? So now the poles are placed on a unit circle with radius unity. This is for normalized filter. This is for normalized filter. Keep in mind. And are placed at an angles. Now, what is done here? Simply magnitude and polar form. Angle and this is magnitude, right? So now one k pi by n and another is 1 pi by 2n plus k pi by n at k equal to 0, 1, 2. You must know this. N is odd and n is even. Or you should know this. Even if you know this, you can determine, right, the poles. Now, why do we require poles? Because from the poles only you can write down h of s, right? Is it okay? So now you have to write down all of you everything. Why tell me why it is on the unit circle? Yes, because magnitude is 1. How to determine magnitude? You are converting in cos theta j sin theta. Yes, and magnitude will be square root of a square plus b square, or cos square theta plus sin square theta, like that. So magnitude is 1 here in the polar form, magnitude and angle. So that's why the poles are placed on a unit circle with radius unity and are placed at angles at equal and k pi divided by n. I hope everyone has noted and everyone has understood. See here how the poles are placed. N equal to 1, k equal to 0 to 1, sk s1 1. You have to always know k pi divided by n, right? So k pi divided by n. For k equal to 0, you can determine. For k equal to 1, you can determine. 1 angle 0, 1 angle pi. So it is S0 and S1. This is S0 and this is S1, and it is a unit circle. Now, the poles lying on the left half of the plane is this one. Is it okay? Why we are considering only left half of the plane? Yes. Why we are considering only left half of the plane? Because the filter is stable. Yes. Filter is stable, Neha. For the stable filter, we'll always consider these poles. We are not looking for the right half of the plane. Is it okay? So now, if n is even, n equal to 2, similarly you can find out. Right? Keep k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and you will get 4. But we will be considering only 2 because left half of the plane, and they lie on unit circle and they are symmetric. Right? Is it okay? So now you get like this. This is the standard one from the formula for normalized filter. Huh? It is not for any omega c. Right? So what is required? You should know the formula. How to calculate SK. That's all. This, if you know even if this, you will be able to do it. Now, this is from H to S square, like this. Now, you can take this example. So now, up till now, what we have seen, how to determine HS for normalized filter. Okay. Write down this. Simply use one formula and sketch the location of poles and hence determine normalized transfer function of the filter. Because unless we know transfer function of analog filter, you cannot determine transfer function of digital filter. Plot the poles. We'll complete this experiment and then we'll this example and we'll stop. For n odd, how to use that? Or one generalized equation you can write and put k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Actually, we want on this side only. S of 0 is at an angle 0. S of 1 is at an angle pi by 3. Then S2 at 2 pi by 3, like this. This angle is 2 pi by 3. It is like this. Shall I go ahead? Once the poles are determined, only one formula you can remember. This formula, right? Now, once the poles are knowing, you can write down, yes, poles lying, how to determine HS. Why 3? Because order is 3, right? The poles lying on the left half of the plane is S minus S2, S minus S3, S minus S4. So now get the values and write down the equation. This is the transfer function HS for order 3. What is omega C? Omega C is 1. That's why it is called as normalized Butterworth filter. And these are standard one. 1 upon S plus 1 into S square plus S plus 1. So this is the standard H3S for Butterworth filter, Butterworth normalized filter. Capital N equal to 3, you will see that S into S square, highest value will be cube S square. S square into S, that is S cube. Is this okay? This is how we can determine H of S for normalized filter. You can write down this. These are the standard one. HNS, N is order, it is 1 divided by BNS. Right? Or you are doing this by multiplying S minus SK poles. Right? And what is BNS? Yes, it is a Butterworth polynomial. And Butterworth polynomial for order 1 is S plus 1 is 1 divided by S plus 1. For order 2, it is 1 divided by S square plus root 2S plus 1. At least up to 3 you should know. At least up to 3 you should know. And keep in mind that in all the cases, omega C is 1. That is normalized word is important. Huh? You can note down. If you have noted, you can exit. Next time we'll solve entire example for 10 marks. If you have done, write down your roll numbers, all of you. Write down roll numbers. Okay. Write down all of you roll numbers and you can exit. Next time we'll solve entire example which can be asked for 10 marks in descriptive. Hemant, you don't have roll number? Hemant, why you can inquire, no? Why roll number is not issued?